I think we're good. Otherwise, I'll keep.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back with us for part 2 of our stream of Brains and Brawn, where we have our super spies trying to thwart the dastardly plans of some yet-to-be-named supervillain of some sort.
Well, but you do know his name.
Oh, I just forgot. I guess I'm channeling my inner Hank, I think, is what's going on.
It's true. I can tell you his name if you like.
Well, I'll let you do that when you set the scene. Before we dive into the finishing up the story, we're gonna start with a little plug for our guest, our special guest DM. Let you know where let them know where to find you.
Yeah, so you can find me both on Twitch and on Twitter with the handle DMStasia, as is underneath my little screen here. And I do a lot of like retweeting. I need to like get better at making my own tweets, but I do a lot of retweeting and basically sharing like different games that people are making. I also do similar games to like what we do here tonight, where I do like a walkthrough of different games, like and their little like quick starts, and kind of like give live feedback on the air. And when possible, I like to look at various like pre-generated characters and see what comes with what games. But I do that on my Twitch. I do miniature painting. I do map making. I kind of do like the whole gambit, and it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling on a given day of which one it ends up being. I also am really big on teaching new players how to play D&D, especially queer and femme people. So if you're looking for that, just hit me up on the Twitter, and I will link you up with my game that I host. I host a bi-monthly Adventure League game.
Very cool.
Yeah, right now we're doing the Tyranny of Dragons season, so can't go wrong with the Dungeons and the Dragons for new players, quite frankly.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's a lot of what I do. And certainly feel free to hit me up. I'm always around in some capacity.
All right. So if you didn't catch us last week or don't remember, Stasia is running this game without any previous knowledge. So the only experience she has running this game or even playing this game at all is what she picked up last week. So that was part of the thing, is just to show how easy this game is to learn and get into for anyone, no matter what side you're playing on. And now we have our creator, Brian, is playing with us. So where can they find you at, Brian?
Yeah, so I am on Twitter as Fight Guy Studio. You can also go to my webpage, fighterguystudios.com. I'm on Ko-fi under Fighter Guy Studios. I created the Brains and Brawn super simple tabletop role-playing system. So the main game, Brains and Brawn, is a 4-page, full role-playing system that's genre agnostic. And then I've got currently 5 expansions that build more genre-type stuff. There's a zombie expansion called Roamers and Revenants. I won't do the names on all of them, but there's a superhero expansion. There's a Cthulhu, Lovecraftian horror expansion. There is a ghost hunting expansion, and there is a Wild West expansion. And each of those can be used as is, or if you want to have zombies in the Wild West, you can use both Roamers and Revenants and Lawmen and Lariats and play that way. So you can mix and match all of the expansions to build the game that you want to play.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like the cross functionality with all of it too, and it's just like you told us, it's not very crunchy, or you can make it crunchier as you go, and
that's it.
You choose your level of crunchiness, which appeals to me like on different days. So
we've
sure.
We've got a con coming up. I'm gonna pitch the con.
Go for it.
We have a virtual convention. It'll be on Discord on October 15th. It goes all day long. for my time, which is like, you know, Edmonton, Denver Mountain Time, it starts at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and it goes on till well after midnight. So even if you're in Europe, you can play. If you're in Asia, there's a time you can play. So we've got a plenty of time to come in. It's free. There will be swag. You get gifts for showing up. There are door prizes. I've partnered with some of the most amazing creators on the internet who are a couple of them have been offered really nice door prizes. So there's gonna be that. They're also offering discounts, which is even better. I've teamed up with some great blogs, streams, and you know, digital media guys who are really excited about the con as well. One of the games that is going to be played, I can't remember what session he's playing it, but the telltaler there is actually using the Wild West and the Cthulhu horror.
Ooh, nice.
But
So, like a
horror-
Weird West.
Yeah. So that looks like it's gonna be fun. He's super excited about that one. So, but yeah, October 15th. If you go to fighterguysstudios.com, there is like the second thing on there is a sign up. You just sign up. You pick the session or sessions you want to play. If you were feeling of interest and want to run a game, you can sign up to run a game as well. I can't guarantee that everybody who signs up to run a game will get to run a game. But if we fill up the tables, I'm going to be begging people. And
You can
I
add more
know
tables.
3 of the tables I think are full now.
Nice.
So I'm having to go
Very
to the
nice.
second telltaler for each of those tables. So, and that's still with almost a full month away. So I'm super excited. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and also I think maybe you'll do like some other fun like door prizes and such. Anyone who like followed, I think last week, was then entered for like another kind of prize. So
Yeah, if you go to Twitter, okay, so there's a caveat to that one. If you go to Twitter, go into my file. I will actually retweet it. I posted a big long thing talking about all the people who are going to be part of the con, and then I gave an opportunity to, if you sign up for the con, if you're following me and you retweet that one particular tweet, and we have to have 50 retweets on that tweet, I am giving away a dice vault, Fighter Guy Studios dice vault made by Shady Sale. And it is gorgeous. It's there's a picture of it on my Twitter feed.
Nice.
Super excited about that. So I want to give that away, but I also want people to hear about the con. So you got to work with me. Retweet, sign up, and have a chance to win that
Yep.
dice vault. And anyone who's already signed up will automatically be in that draw. So you know, I watched everyone was retweeting other of those tweets, but no one was retweeting the one that said retweet this one. So hey, you know, it's gonna save me $30 or $40 and product and shipping. So I'd like to give one away. I think they're pretty awesome.
I'm just like, time to go like scroll my Twitter and like maybe find it and maybe get a dice roller for it.
I've been tweeting a lot since then, so let's see if I can find it. I'll retweet it. So
You'll
Fight
retweet
Guy
it? Okay.
Studio on Twitter, and I will retweet the one that you have to retweet. I'm gonna make this as easy as possible.
Yes, that would
Dude.
help get more people's eyes on it. I'm happy to unleash it to my bunch of followers, and it's a very fun time to be creating right now. So yeah, do we want our two players to introduce themselves? And then we can
I mean that's fair. I mean, most people I hope would know who we are, but yeah, I'm Jeff.
Damn it, Jeff.
And that's Don. Damn it, Don. It's a common phrase uttered by the players in games that Don runs, and I get it occasionally as well. Sometimes in a "why? How could you do that?" and sometimes in a "what did you just do?"
Can't say I've gotten that yet.
Or when we both team up and make your group of players cry.
Yeah. The only time I've gotten something like that was
But it was
when
a good cry.
Yeah. The only time I've gotten something like that was just when I had a really like cinematic moment where a dragon crushed some prayer beads in front of my cleric player, who tried to offer them as a peace offering.
Oof.
Oh,
The dragon does not like gods.
yeah.
That's
I think
fair.
we both killed George at
All right.
least once.
I don't think I've killed George yet, but George, we can forget about mentioning the stuff where I said the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. It was a fictional land, so it can whatever happens. But Don and I are damn good games. We are the two faces of it. We have a couple people that play games that we like to stream, and one that's a moderator on our Twitch and our Discord community. So feel free to join us and chat with us there. We have a West Marches campaign in D&D 5th edition that is always looking to add new players.
Yep. It's open to everybody.
Yep, open to everybody. It's play when you can, so there's no worry about I have to commit to an every week or every other week doing the session on this day. It's just if there's enough players to play, you get together and the DMs make it work to run a session when you can, and then if you can't make it at the same time next week, no pressure, no worries. The world continues turning.
That's how I run my AL games. It's a fun time. I have a bunch of people who pop in and out between sessions, and I'm like, that's cool. We have after action reports for a reason.
Yep.
Your character presumably would be learning about this as part of the guild. So
yeah. And it makes it really nice for us adults who have schedules that change periodically and randomly depending on how chaotic it tends to be and what time of year.
It's
and
true.
Tiny and not so tiny humans that are part of your lineage that require schedule changes at the last minute.
Yep. That is why my AL game is pretty popular. My seats go like hotcakes. But I am able to be paid to run stuff for people if they want to pay me on my Ko-fi. I think I have my starting prices on there, so
Nice.
you can always pay me to pop in and run a campaign for you guys. It's always a fun time for anyone.
You can pop into my Ko-fi and give me money too. I won't run the game for you, but I will take the money.
Yeah, I'll run games for people. I'm trying to figure out how to balance the games that I run for free, and I'm also but guys, consider if you sent me some coffee. That would totally keep your DM conscious. 1010 would love it. But yeah, so let us paint the scene. We've spent about 15 or so minutes.
Yeah, go for it. Take us in. Take us in, Tale Teller.
God, it's just terrifying. I'm I have no knowledge of anything on screen, and so we're just playing with our brains right now.
Yep.
So where we left off last week was our three heroes here between, let me look at my notes here. I'm between Alan, Hank, and Rupert. We got his name this time, because we kept messing up poor Rupert's name. They are here on a volcanic island to try and stop the nefarious Draven Mercurius from unleashing a weapon on the world. As for what that weapon is, well, that's what they're here to find out and disable. And hopefully they can do it without getting caught. Or if they are caught, hopefully they can find their way out. We did leave off where they were skulking through the jungle, and I know that Rupert was able to disable a camera. As for if there's other traps and whatnot in the jungle, we don't know.
I am actually gonna jump in. I've got that camera. And that camera's got to be hooked up to the network, which means I can hack into it. So I'm going to attempt to hack into the system.
Nice.
Hack the planet.
And for those of you who are new and just tuning in, what this means is that he's going to roll 2 of his dice together instead of just 1 d10.
Yep. One as always, and 1 for my hacking boon.
Yep.
And both of them were above 3. So she's about to go after the dice.
That is
so that was
what
a 4 and a 9. So I had 2 successes. What do I find?
Nice, very nice.
Awesome. I love that. So yeah, as you you tell me a little bit about like what you think that it does as you hack into the system.
Well, I'm hoping that I can see all the cameras because it's probably the camera system. And I'm also looking to see if I can find a map of the facility.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that you can I'd say that you definitely like find a map that kind of pops up and shows you like where other locations are. And you were able to disable at least like a few cameras in this area, sort of like they're on like different what is it? Grids almost. So you at least have gotten this grid to go dark for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So knowing that, Hank, we should go that way.
You're really smart, aren't you? Right.
I try. Nice, Rupert.
Just lead the way, Hank. We gotta get out of here. If this area is dark, they're gonna look at it real hard. So we gotta get to another area.
It doesn't look dark to me.
I
gently turn him in the direction I want him to go, and just kind of give him a little bit of a helping push.
Okay, we're going this way.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So as a result, like Hank, how are you going through this area? You have a few traits yourself.
I'm actually just kind of like soldiering forward, all just kind of like I belong here. Just wow, this is pretty. Yes.
I love
totally guileless. Just
I'm gonna give Hank at least 30-40 feet before I start to follow.
I love it. I love it. And what are you up to, Alan?
Alan's gonna be probably about maybe 15 to 20 feet behind Hank. Just keeping an eye out. Because Hank's just soldiering on, so Alan is moving his like comfortable pace, but not quite catching up to Hank because he's keeping an eye out. It's like, okay, this area may have gone dark on the cameras, but what else is here?
Ooh.
Don't worry, Alexander. We'll figure it out.
What are you nervous is here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna he's gonna be kind of like tapping the corrective lenses occasionally to like get a zoom in on a certain area when he thinks if he sees like a branch move or something or hears something, he'll zoom in over there and
Nice. So are you keeping an eye out for any traps?
Yes.
Nope.
Hank's just like, I'm going straight for it.
He's
Love
fearless.
He is fearless. He is. So, my dearest Hank, sweet summer child, you are trekking along through this forest. What all is Hank kind of keeping an eye out for aside from not traps? Is he looking for like a specific kind of bird?
I think he's probably looking around, and he's not the brightest bulb, so he's probably just looking for movement. I don't know if he really has any particular thing that he's searching for, and if he had, he'd probably forgotten it about 10 minutes in.
It's true, he does have a bad memory. So as you're heading through this, you sense it as you put your foot down that you feel like the pressure plate kind of deal. Like a hidden pressure plate beneath some brush. What do you do?
Step down. It would appear I've stepped on something. I do know demolitions, so I'm like, this may be a bomb. Maybe.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop moving forward.
Alan's gonna stop as well and be like, can you handle it?
I don't know.
Right.
You can give me a demolition roll if you like.
So I get 1 extra die for demolitions.
Yeah.
And that was real.
Is that a I'm assuming that's a brains test.
Oh yeah, I imagine so.
Uh-oh.
That was real bad. So what's
What'd you
that was a
roll?
1. That was a 1 and a 7, and I have an 8 in Brawn. So
Ooh.
I'm like,
Rough.
I don't know. It was
You're just
No,
like,
you like, I've checked it out. So you go to bend over, realize that you're standing on it, so you move your foot.
Yep, exactly.
I
And the
love it.
moment I lift my foot up, I'm like, oh.
I mean, isn't he kind of lucky that, maybe it wasn't a bomb? And instead, what happens is you feel a rope tie around your ankle and yoink you up into the air.
Not a bomb!
Alan sees him bend over and dives off into the side of the brush to get out of sight. The minute Hank bends over before anything happens, he's like, nope!
I love it. But so, Rupert, you watch as Hank has, considering he's not the brightest, he has mistaken this lovely trap for a bomb. And so he tried to figure out how to disarm it, and it just wasn't in his favor.
All right, so I am going to ignore Hank for a moment because, well, I know exactly where he is. And I'm going to look around and see if I can see some sort of building or doorway in somewhere, an entry area.
Yeah. I feel like that's I'm like, how often do I need to make people roll for stuff? I'm like,
I'm really glad this suit is waterproof.
It's if there's a chance of failure. So if you want to keep the game moving.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you're you can see that there's definitely some various pathways to doors and whatnot along the way. And you can see that this is a semi-traveled area.
Semi. Look at Hank. I'm gonna let Alan deal with Hank, and I'm gonna move carefully off the path and go to the closest doorway and see what I can figure out about it.
Remington seems like he has an idea.
So after diving into the bushes, take 2 beats or so, done. After I don't, because he's sitting there, it's cowering. There's no explosion. Kind of slowly, kind of stands up and looks, and Hank comments about it. Well, not a bomb. He looks like he's gonna be looking around. It's okay, he triggered something. So Alan's just gonna stay kind of low to the ground, hidden in the brush a little bit, but keep an eye out for people because this is a simplistic trap. So.
And it caught a simple person.
Yes, was this just was this a trap for animals? Are they just trying to hunt for food? Or is this was this tied to something else? Is there an alarm going off somewhere? We're going to be swarming with goons here.
Ooh.
Anthony, help me out here.
The fact that you had probably several different thought process immediately, I'm you kind of need to roll with your overthinker thing. And I'll resolve that in just a minute. I want to finish up what Rupert was finding with this doorway. So you kind of parse some of the brush aside, and you find a kind of a hidden doorway in one of these larger trees. Yeah, perfect. And you can see that there is what looks to be sort of a little thumbprint kind of electronic to activate it.
Okay. First thing I'm going to try to do is, since I'm sitting there looking at the security system, I'm going to attempt to hack into it to see if I can register my thumbprint in the entire system so that I can open any door.
Sure.
Ooh.
I think that's your hacking.
Skeleton key.
I'm rolling online now because if I roll an actual die, she will wake up and go after.
She looks like she's just vibing right now.
Oh yeah, she. It's possible she'll stay here the entire game.
That's awesome.
I did not get 2, but I did get 1 success.
1 success. Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. And for anyone who's just joining us, so 1 success, there's like about 4 different ways that like there's outcomes for this. If you roll like 0 successes, it's you done goofed. How bad is it? 1 means that you've got it. It wasn't pretty, but like you did the job. And the stuff got a little more complicated. 2 is that you succeed. And then 3 is like you did super good. There were no issues and you're in even better shape. So you said that you had 1 success?
1 success.
So you are able to upload your fingerprint into it. But you notice that almost like starts a sort of timer of like how long this would be good for.
Okay. So we gotta hurry.
And then I believe I was having our overthinker.
Yep. What am I rolling here?
Yeah, you're rolling. This would probably be a brainy thing. You were trying to suss out like what could possibly like have been the outcome essentially of this trap being triggered.
All right, so 1 die? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what you roll with Bane. It's just 1.
So it's a brains roll, you said?
Yep.
So that is a 7, and that is over my number, so that is a success.
Nice.
Or...
Yeah.
Adam, you were so smart.
I love it. So you've made things a little more complicated. So one thing I'd like to point out for you is that you've been letting Hank hang here. The blood rushing to his head.
I'm actually going to start doing an interpretive dance.
But so that's going to be your complication, is that your friend is now going to, like, there's been no disarming here of the trap. He's just been hanging here, blood rushing to his head. He's probably going to feel a little weird once he is taken down.
I'm a fish, as I'm kind of like doing this fish flop thing.
He's a little weird even when he's not hanging upside down.
Yeah, it's true.
Valid.
And you think that with this trap, you're right, it could have been some sort of alarm, and you don't know if it was a silent alarm or not. But you also know that at least Rupert here has temporarily uploaded his thumbprint to be able to escape if there was something coming.
All right, Alan's gonna kind of go through the settings on the watch to find the Swiss Army watch, find the little blade that's in there.
Nice.
To kind of go up there and just like through the rope that's holding Hank, and he's like a little distracted looking around for everything, so he doesn't think about Hank's landing when he cuts it.
Of course.
But I am dancing.
Yeah, you're dancing, but as for if it's like actually helpful, for the heck of it, yes, you can do interpretive dance to see if you can like help yourself get down from here.
I am knowledgeable at parkour as well, but
whichever one you like, either way, it's 2 die.
Is this Brawn?
Yeah, this would be Brawn.
1 success. I rolled a 9 and a 1.
Well, fortunately for you, you're pretty good on your feet. You're going to feel weirder than you usually do as the blood now starts coming back down from your head. And so it will probably mean it'll probably mean that this is just me kind of winging it. I'm going to say that the next time you have the opportunity to use a boon, you'll have to roll with just 1 dice for it as you recover from this partial success.
And then Alan's gonna kind of gather Hank and like get him going towards where Rupert is, because like looking all around, just like, okay, something's gonna happen here. I know something's happening somewhere.
You're like, if it's not here, it's elsewhere.
Yep.
Rupert, so we're back to you. What are you doing? You're opening it?
Yeah, as soon as they get close enough that they can get through, I'm opening the door.
Yeah. You see the bark just like slide up, and inside is a lovely like little like pole you have to like slide down to an underground tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Perfect.
Yeah, secret tunnel.
I'm gonna send down. Yeah, why not, Hank?
Yes.
You want to play like you're a fireman?
What?
It's like a fireman. It's fireman pole. Check it out.
Down the pole. Down the pole.
Pull. Whee!
But quietly. Go.
I'm gonna look over at Al and be like, if we just leave him down there, he'll probably cause enough distraction that we can go do our job.
You might be onto something there.
Kind of dark.
You've got a flashlight in your pocket.
Let's just go get him.
All right.
I love it.
I let you go first as well.
Yep. Alan goes down the pole.
So I'm not going to make you guys roll. It's like maybe 8 feet down. It's not terribly difficult, especially because we're all spies here. There's a certain amount of athleticism that goes to being a field agent. I'd say you could handle that just fine. So you, Hank, you're going to be the one who kind of spots this first, because you're the one who comes down before everyone else. You see that down here, the lighting is actually off down here. So there's no lighting, which is pretty interesting, I think. And it's sort of like, what do you do with that?
First thing I think, I'm like, is it dark or am I blind?
Do you say that out loud, or is that
yes?
Okay. It's dark. There's a flashlight in your pocket.
Hank does not have an internal monologue. Everything he's saying is out loud.
There's a flashlight in your pocket.
Are you sure?
Swiss Army Watch, activate light source. Shine it towards Hank.
Oh, my other pocket.
Yeah.
I love it.
You and your fancy spy gadgets. Who would ever think you could put a light bulb in the palm of your hand?
You have your suit.
I love it. So as this kind of light source flickers on, you see that down here, it is there's actually like a few different doors that you can go through. Well, not doors, but like hallways that you can opt to go through. And it kind of depends on what's appealing to you all. There's 3 of them.
Is there anything different between the 3?
The main difference that you can tell would be that like one leads like sort of to the like east, and one leads to the west, and then one leads kind of back towards where you would presume the shore to be.
All right, here's what we do. We open the door to the east, leave that open, but don't go that way. We actually go to the west. That way the east door is open, so if anybody's following behind us, and I know they probably are after Hank triggered that trap, they think we went east when actually we went west.
I have no idea what you said.
Open that door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try.
You're going to try to open the door. I love it.
Do they have like the thumbprint pads like the other door had, or are they just doors?
Yeah, they have little thumbprint pads.
I'll open them.
Okay, because I'm just going to try to manhandle the door open. It probably won't work.
Yep.
I love it.
So I pointed Hank towards the east door, so you would try and open that door. Then Rupert, of course, saves us by actually opening the door. And then I'll be like, all right, now we leave that open, or like we close it almost all the way. So it's just open a little bit. So there's like a sign we went that way. Like maybe we just didn't fully close it behind us. That way when we go west, they think we went east. Got it,
I
Hank?
know. Why don't we just put a note on it saying we went this way?
That's too obvious.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean,
It's all right. All right.
mhm.
Rupert, can you get the west door open?
I open that one as well.
Yeah. So you open the doors going in both the east and the west direction. And like I said, the last door that was behind you guys clearly would like head out back towards the shore that you came from. So there's no reason to go that way unless you need an exit. As you open these doors, what are you looking out for? Are you just looking to see what they open up to?
Yeah, first we'll open it and look.
That's true.
Free cola.
We might decide to go east instead of west based on what we see.
Yeah.
Like if there's a room full of bad guys, we won't go that way.
Well, that's the fortunate thing about like your initial hacking that you were able to do. You couldn't see necessarily like the locations of others, but you know that like this area that you're in went dark. You do hear in the distance like there's some shuffling of feet coming from the western door.
Like
As if people are
dancing?
coming down the hall at a bit of a brisk pace.
All right, never
Like
mind.
towards us.
Yes, towards you.
All right, never mind. Open door back to the shore, and then we'll go east.
I let that door close.
Mhm.
Open the one to the escape.
Okay,
Leave
to
it
the
open.
shore.
Yeah. How far
I'm
away
s-
did I think these people were? Do I have time to?
Yeah, you have time to. What are you wanting to do?
I want to see if I can cause this lock to no longer work.
I'm
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
confused.
Ooh.
So that
We-
are you thinking like hacking or electronics? I know that both are a boon for you, but flavor.
I'm figuring probably electronics.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
If nothing else, I might be able to look at it and say, if I just rip this panel out.
Can I
Um,
lend a helping hand with my MacGyver skill to take something? Are there hinges I can maybe manipulate in some way, or
They're handy little like sliders, slider doors.
Like
slider doors?
Like you got a toothpick and
Yeah, like I have
bubble gum
I
and-
have a paper clip and like some twine, and I can
Mhm.
stick it so this door doesn't slide as easily.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm thinking, we don't need to make it, fixable. We just need to break it. So I think between the two of us, we probably can.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All right.
What do
I'm
you say?
still confused, Adrian. Why aren't we going through that door now?
Shh.
You
Hold
said
on. I'll explain in a minute.
you said
All right.
I only got one success off of that.
And I did not succeed. I rolled a 3.
Ooh, okay, so with your one success here, you were trying to figure out if you could like lock this door and prevent it from being opened on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to say that you are able to succeed at that, but it means that you likewise do not have the ability to go through this door. Like you won't be able to come back and like
we
switch to
broke
go
it.
out.
Broke it.
Yes.
It's broke. All right,
Yeah.
looks fixed to me.
I hope that wasn't the way we needed to go. And I direct Hank towards the that was to the east, right? Or that was to the west. So
Yeah,
push
it
him
was
to the
Either
west.
way, it went to the one
Push him
direction.
to the other direction.
I
Yeah.
can go to the other one that's not
All right.
towards the shore.
I'm gonna be like,
Are,
people were that way, Hank. We're trying to keep a low profile, so just follow me this way.
why don't we
And,
just rally them to our cause?
We can try that next time. And Alan's gonna lead the way this time because he's a little worried about Hank triggering something else.
Ooh. I love that.
Don't worry, Aiden. I'm here to help.
You just have no concept of names, and I love it. So, our 3 spies set off again in either of the directions, whichever one was like not locked, basically. And you
doing
guys,
like the Scooby-Doo creep.
you're doing the Scooby-Doo creep, or are you actually like? I can imagine Hank is doing this, and Alan and Rupert are just kind of like, they're like, why were we assigned with him? The regret is real about your coworkers.
I feel like Alan doesn't even know the Scooby-Doo crawl is going on behind him. He's just so focused on everything in front of him.
I love it. I love it. So Alan, you I'm going to say, we're leaning into some spy tropes here. What are you kind of afraid of happening as you're going down this hallway?
Are we still dark in this area, so there's no light, right?
This light, the light doesn't seem to be on here, but you guys also haven't like looked for a switch to like turn anything on.
Sure, we haven't. I'm gonna pull the like when we come to close to an intersection, pull it up against the wall maneuver, and like slink sideways along it, so I can like get a little look out through the side. And then I'm gonna say I have like a little. I turned the Swiss Army watch to the mirror setting, so I can get the look around the corner without looking out through the mirror.
Nice. I love that. So as you kind of come up to an intersection, like these hallways are winding and turning a little bit. And so you know that whatever door you had locked before, like you've gone through a couple more at this point without any issue. But you're just like, surely, like, if they were stopped at that door, they can retrace their steps, find another hallway, and continue trying to like track you guys. So you know that this is in the back of your mind. And as you are like looking through the mirror on your Swiss Army watch, I love that. I love that so much. You like hold your arm out to like look, and you can see that there are lasers in this hallway. So that's a good thing you stopped before you just continued barreling along.
I was about to make a comment about how their use of doors seems just really inefficient for how they're doing this, but we got some lasers up ahead.
Ooh, I like lasers.
All right, Hank, pull your best Catherine Zeta-Jones and entrapment and get through those lasers untouched.
Is that like a dance and parkour?
I mean, if you remember watching that scene, I would say so.
Yeah, definitely dance.
Remember, though, I lose a die, so...
we don't know this.
I know.
That's right.
So is that 1 or 2?
I mean, if you're wanting to use like one of your boons, that would be 2.
Okay.
And I heard that you were talking about like parkour versus interpretive dance. So it's however you want to do it.
Oh, I gotta go with the dance. It's way funnier.
Okay, I love that. I love that vibe.
And this is
can I roll to assist with the quick thinker being able to like guide him a little bit through some of the lasers? Like maybe there's a
or by telling him exactly the reference of what he needs to do, as that some of them are like moving up and down, and you're just like, you've not moving.
Down, right, left arm up, right arm down.
Arch your back, plie.
I love it. I love it. But yes, you can.
All right.
I'm guessing that's probably a brain on your part. My quick thinker, and then obviously Brawn for our dancer.
I think I used up my good luck last week on this session because that was only a 4. I think Hank's interpretive dance maneuvers are just throwing off when I give directions.
I got 1 success.
How much did you get?
1.
1? Okay, cool. So you get to the other side of this laser set, and that's kind of your reward as you get here. You're like, there's no panel here on this other side, or at least not that Hank knows of. Feel like that's fair. Like he has the brawn to get here, but does he know how to disarm them?
Nope,
sort of thing.
I am here.
But you, I'm like, what do you think Hank would have in his pockets to maybe do something with the lasers? If you want to try and like redirect them or
Probably
something.
has a pack of gum, a stick of chalk that's partially dissolved by now from the ocean water, and a flashlight.
A flashlight. I love that. Yeah. That's how you're just like over there waving at your friends. Like, what am I supposed to do over here?
Can I see any panels or anything over there?
Yeah, you can see there's some panels there.
Okay. Is there a switch that says laser grid?
There is for sure like several switches here. You don't know which one they're for. And it's the fun of also you would know what to look for. Hank does not.
Yeah. If I see
read.
Probably, but it's probably phonetic reading. So if he's looking for the Z in the lasers.
I love it.
Alan, do you have a laser pointer on that watch?
Yes, I do. And Alan kind of makes a few adjustments, twists the thing back a little bit, and holds down one of the buttons, and the little laser pointer shoots out.
I take his hand and direct it to the switches.
I'm like a cat looking at the laser from the wall. Like...
I make sure that I don't let the laser go inside the laser area because it'll just chase it, and get say, Hank, hit those switches right there.
All of them?
One at a time.
Sure. I imagine that's probably a brains roll.
Yeah, probably.
I'm socially inept too, so
I'm starting with any that are switched up.
Not really good with social cues. Oh, yeah, that's a fail.
I love it.
That was a 2.
So you did find a laser switch, and when you turn it on, several more lasers pop out.
He gives you like 2 thumbs up, like, hey, I did it. Nothing blew up this time.
I love it.
All right.
He was successful. He found the laser switch.
What do we got?
When in doubt, just put lasers in front of your players and watch them try to figure it out like a door. Honestly, tried and true method of DMing. Put a door in front of them. You're buying yourself at least 10 minutes. But yes, so more of these lasers have popped up. If you like, you can look around on like this side of the lasers and see like what it is that you might be looking for. Like if there's another panel here, or if you're looking to see if there's like an alternate route, or like maybe another panel that shows you another map. Because you didn't have a copy of the map as far as I know. You just knew roughly locations.
Yeah, but I do have a good memory.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to look around to see if there's anything on this side that might, like, it. Yeah. I didn't before because who would put a way to drop lasers on the outside of the door, but let's go for it.
It's true. Well, it could, even if it's not laser related, it could still show you another map.
Yeah, I'm gonna look through and see if I can find any panels or anything and hack into those.
Go for it.
What am I rolling? Hacking?
Yeah, hacking and for sure brain.
8 and 9, so yes, easy successes.
Ooh, 2 or 1?
2.
2. Okay. Awesome. So with your successes, you're totally able to find like another panel over here, and your instincts are correct. These aren't necessarily additional like switches for lasers, but they
Hello?
are. It does reveal like another little map, and you see that the you see that the area where you and your friends previously were does seem to be back online in terms of repairs. As for if that was reestablished by someone up above repairing, or if it was by someone managing to get through that broken door, you don't know. But you also see with your successes that there's, you know, a couple of different red dots who are going between various passageways, sort of like guards. And you do see that there's another pathway where if you continue down like a second hallway here, you can link back up with Hank.
Okay, I make sure I memorize the way to go.
Yeah.
And give a good map, like study of the map with my good memory boon, and say, all right. And the way to get back to Hank, is there any red dots?
There does not look to be a red dot in the way, but there is a red dot that looks to be kind of patrolling and could come this way if there was, like, say, a lot of noise.
Okay.
Like if Hank decides to walk through lasers and set off an alarm.
Yeah. Hank, do not move. We're coming around.
How?
Just trust me. Don't move. Just stand there.
You must be magical.
Hands in your pocket.
Singular, hands in your pocket.
Don't give him any ideas.
With
And
pocket.
I leave him contemplating pockets, and we're gonna go back around to
I will say I do have a bad memory. So
You're trying to figure out which pocket right now.
then I look up, hey, where'd everybody go? I should go see where they're at.
So how are you going to go and find your friends?
What's a pocket?
If you're contemplating this, what are you planning on doing? I love that. It's like we were here and then they're gone, and now Hank is just like, where's my brain? And the answer is it walked away from him literally. Both Alan and Rupert pieced out. So we will return to you in just a moment, Hank. So Alan and Rupert, Rupert, especially with your role to memorize the map, you know that you and your friendly spies have been able to get closer. You've gone probably about a mile or so in and closer to the volcano area. You also saw that there were a couple more like entryways that would take you up to the surface if you wanted to choose a different route. If the lasers or the tunnels are a bit disorienting for you, even with this new map in your mind.
Have I figured out which direction we're going? Like, do I have any idea of?
Yeah, from the map, you can tell that you've definitely gone further into the, further towards the volcano. You've made progress getting there.
Okay,
Ruben?
so we're at least going kind of the right.
Alfonso? Oh.
I'm gonna pick the way that seems like it's the most likely one to find Hank. Because if I leave Hank, he's gonna get captured.
It's true.
And I
Or
guess
at least
that's a bad thing.
Or at least cause a massive disturbance.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of if you were to go down this hallway for 100 feet and then take a left and then go for another 50 feet, you'd probably pop up on the other side of a hallway from Hank, and you could be like, Hank, get your butt down here. They've done these labyrinthine tunnels for a reason. You need to know how to navigate.
We are near a door that leads us to the surface, closer to our stake.
Yeah,
Alan?
they are periodically throughout the like underground area of this island.
Okay, Alan, wait here. I'm going to use my running boon, even with the boon, to get to Hank as quick as I can before he does something Hank-like.
Love it. Go ahead and do that. The Brawn.
There's no way this is going to happen, but hey, not only did I get a 2, which is a success, I get a 3, which means I get a honor roll die.
Hey!
2 successes and an honor roll die.
Bonus die.
I will take that.
Heck yeah.
Just the 2 successes? Yeah. So you're able to navigate down the hallways, especially with that perfect memory of yours. You're like, I know exactly how to get to Hank and keep him from triggering some sort of nonsense. And you do come up on him. And Hank, what are you doing as you're waiting for your friends? You see Rupert come around the corner. Are you like this close to a laser?
Yeah, I'm looking at him like, oh, there you are, Roberto.
Oh my god. I love all these names.
Where's Alessandro?
Follow me.
Oh, our poor Hank. He does not know anyone's names. As he said, he reads phonetically. But yes, you're able to reunite your friends, and you can definitely like find a entrance that will take you back up to the surface.
I feel like as Alan was left behind for a minute, he's checking out one of these doorways and like over analyzing it to be like, is this going to set off any kind of alarm if I open it, or should I set a trap here just in case someone tries to come through?
I love it. If you want, you can roll with your overthinker die, so it means that you're just rolling 1d10 just to see if you can still surmise what kind of thing you'd like to do.
That is a 10, which if this is a brains roll, that is a success.
Yeah. Awesome. So what would Alan want to like settle on of how he wants to address this doorway, aside from like you guys going up to it? Does he want to trap it, or does he want to spend this moment maybe seeing if he can like deactivate the grid for a time?
Yeah, if Alan would probably see about accessing the panel, like he knows he's not as skilled in this as Rupert, but he's not gonna dig too deep. But he thinks he's got a little bit of skill here that maybe he can figure something out and make sure that if there are any alarms on these doors to the outside, he can take care of them maybe so they've got a free and clear, or maybe activate all of them so they don't know which door is being triggered for real.
Yeah. Let's see. I think with your overthinker, you're thinking, how do I make sure that they don't come to me, which is what's going to happen if I trigger all of them. So maybe you realize that, hey, it seems like these seem to be triggering one on, one off, almost like they're kind of taking turns. Almost like like video feeds switch between locations.
Okay.
So I'll say that that's what you're able to pick up with your success, but it's a little complicated because it was just the one. You're like, I'm not sure what all this means, but it looks like stuff's kind of cycling between it.
All right, I will wait probably a good minute, maybe 2. To try and before I try and do anything else to see if Rupert and Hank show back up.
Yeah, I'd say that your friends return. Seemingly,
Alistair, there you are.
All right, so we are going to take just a quick short break because some people have to use the restroom and things. So we're going to take a quick break from the game. But while we do that, unless you need to take a quick break, Brian, I'd have you plug the con again. Unless you got to go.
No, I can.
All right, let's plug the con real quick while we give a chance for a bathroom break.
I will just ramble incessantly on this. Brains and Brawn. I'm gonna talk about that, and then I'll talk about everything else. But y'all go do your thing. If y'all need to go, y'all go. I got this. So Brains and Brawn, super simple tabletop role playing system, and all the expansions right now currently on my itch.io. I should probably tell you what that is if you really want to go find it. You can get all this from fighterguystudios.com, but it's just fighterguystudios.itch.io or Drive-Thru-RPG, which is under Fighter Guy Studios, just making sure. They are all pay what you want.
You can drop your itch link into the Twitch chat for everybody there too.
They are pay what you want at the moment. They will not always be pay what you want. Eventually, I'd like to get something for this, but so if you want to get them, this is the time to just go grab all of them, and then come to the con on October 15th. It's every 4. There's a session every 4 hours, so there shouldn't be any major any major issue finding a time you can do it. I got lots of different players who are going to run games. They're super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. Some of them are I've seen them run games, and I'm just so amazed that they wanted to play mine. When you come into the con, you will get your swag bag. There are some stuff right now working. It's all the swag bag would be all PDFs. I can't get you an actual bag and stuff. So, but I'm putting together a package for anyone who comes in, which will get you a bunch of cool stuff, and then come in, play a game, play a second game, play a third game. I haven't got anyone who's going to be there all day long, except for me. And I won't be playing all the games, but it should be a lot of fun. And it's on Discord. So I had someone say, "Oh, I'd love to go, but I live in Lisbon." I'm like, "No, it's virtual." Yeah, it's online.
So another question real quick then. For those that maybe want to, are they going to be able to watch or listen into games if they're not playing at all? Or if their table is full? Or if they maybe they have an hour window and they want to jump in and see what's going on? Is there?
I'm going to keep people out of the games just because I don't want the disruptions.
That's fair.
But over on the Discord, and I'm still setting it up right now, but as people sign up, I'll eventually start inviting everybody on. There will be a voice chat area that you can go hang out. If you're finish up a game or if you're about to start a game, you can talk about what you were doing and what have you. And there will also be a chat area for just text chat. So you'll have whatever you're comfortable with going to. So I've got the snack bar and the patio set up.
Oh, nice!
To come and hang out. So I've got a map of the convention center that you can kind of see where everybody's going. And I've been to one convention, and it was years ago, years ago. But I want to make it as close to a real life convention as possible. So we do have a dealer room with that you can go check out. They're not sponsoring. I'm not paying them. They're not paying me. But you can go and see the partners of the con. There will be a place for any of the streams and blogs to put up some advertising so you can see the people. I'm hoping you all have a something so people can go and find out who to listen to and things like that. It's part of it is I want people to play Brains and Brawn. It's a great system. I'm super excited about it. I think everyone's going to love it. This is a high day. On a low day, I'll tell you it's horrible, and I don't know why I'm going to bother, but it's a good day. So we're going high. I think people need to play it, and the hardest thing is to get people to play it. And so coming out and playing with y'all is a great opportunity for people to see how easy it is. and see that it's just a fun game, right? And this is a goofy game, but you can play a serious game with it too. Like there's no limit on what you can and can't do with it. It's just what type of game you want to play. I say less rules, more tails.
Yep.
Or tail more tails, because I want people to play whatever game they want to play. Like, let's just get out there and play. So if I can get people to play, that's great. But at the same time, it doesn't do me any good just to sell a game. I don't want people to just buy the game and go off and play it. Well, no, that's not true. I want people to buy the game and go off and play it, but I want people to be part of a community too. That's what makes Dungeons and Dragons so amazing, is because there's a community around that. It's what makes the game that's not Dungeons and Dragons. I'm sorry, I apologize. What's
the other big one? Pathfinder?
Yeah, Pathfinder. Thank you.
Okay.
I knew it started with a P.
I got you.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Pathfinder people. I totally apologize. But it's what makes Pathfinder a great game. Is there's a community. It also causes the stress between the Pathfinder people and the D&D people. You know what? Just be Brains and Brawn people, and we'll all get along. So, and if I can make the community better, I've got some partnerships going on. I'm, I'll announce it. So I am working with a whole bunch of writers that I've met through Twitter, who are making, I was going to say, including Don here. I'm working with a bunch of really amazing writers who are going to write adventures for me, and we're going to have those available for sale, because I want people to get into the system. I want people to have fun with it, and I want to grow it. I want to grow it naturally too. I don't want to just. I can keep writing expansions and keep throwing it out there, but I want that community to build and make it something that's a lot of fun for people to play, and for anybody to play.
And these expansions, if I remember correctly, are also going to be like short. You're looking at like 4 pages or something, right?
Yeah, 4 pages.
Something nice, simple, short and easy.
Yeah, adventures are 4 pages. The expansions are 4 pages. The supplements are 4 pages. The main rules are 4 pages. You might catch the theme. Now that's not to say that like on an adventure there won't be a page that's just the map as a separate piece, because with 4 pages that's a lot of that's very little real estate for writing. So there may be an additional page for a map or something like that. But for the most part, everything's 4 pages. And I don't have it in here, but I've got all my games in a binder. And so when you open a page, you have all the rules that you need on that one open page. Because if you look at the expansion, the front page tends to be more like the feel of the game. And then the back page is like the character sheet and maybe the NPCs or a couple alternate rules. But the main rules are in the main 2 pages. So when you open it up, you're looking at 2 pages, and that's all the rules you need.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who has like a binder of stuff. It's currently empty right now, but it's because it has my calendar in it, and my little ideas haven't been reprinted off. And I try to avoid like writing directly in this. Like it's solely meant to hold a bunch of stuff.
I've cheated. I went and bought a tablet, so my binder hasn't gotten updated. Eventually, I want to do big foldable like tabloid paper. Like a tabloid cardstock, like a light cardstock, and have the game printed on that, and have actual physical copies of the games. Just that old page. And if you look at the rule sheets or all the expansion stuff, I left a lot of room on the sides so that people can put them in 3-ring binders if they want to do it that way. So
that is a small detail a lot of people don't think about, but is huge.
Yeah.
So when you have to hole punch it and put it in a 3-ring binder, you're not cutting anything out. You're not making it hard to read anything.
Well, and I want to make it like I don't know if I showed you this, but this is a character folio. So this is where you can put your character sheet. You can have your character sheet and all the stuff in there. I got a mini game book that I just released on my Ko-fi. If you want to get that downloaded.
I'm so nervous about saying that word, and I apologize. I'm completely okay if I mispronounce it.
I go back and forth now. I'm good with that. I don't want to. I don't want to make the GIF people any upset over the GIF people. So
So
But,
Kobe versus coffee, love it.
Yeah, right now you can get the mini game book, which is all of the Brains and Brawn rules in a foldable zine off my coffee account, and then eventually, if you sign up for the newsletter or if you just if you become a member on my Ko-fi account, not only on the Ko-fi account do you get really cute pictures of my animals. Because I have lots of them, but you also get like any of the zines or special extra supplements. If you want to be cheap and not do that, sign up for my newsletter and I'll send it to you for free.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like it's my little idea notebook that I just haven't transcribed and put into my binder. So I'm like, I have stuff. It just needs to be transcribed.
Jeff can attest to this. I have a bookshelf that's just nothing but comp books that are full.
Yeah, like as you can see, like I'm probably like halfway through this, and I've only had this for like maybe a month and a half, if that. And I'm currently working on some tabletop RPG stuff myself, and that's what's mostly in here. I have like some stuff that's like irrelevant, but it's like mostly game ideas. But mostly supplement ideas. I want to do some factions and I want to do patrons for D&D.
Yeah. The only thing I have to plug to that is I'm doing the closed beta test for my game beginning of October, so that'll be cool.
Ooh, that's very
cool. We'll touch a little
I
bit
wasn't
on that.
invited.
We'll touch a little bit on that at the end. I think you just got it a little late, but there'll be more tested. And I'm sure you would probably love it, and Don will talk to you about that.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and for now.
Thank you for the little break for me to.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll
rejoin our spies and see.
Yes.
What's going to transpire when Alan lets Rupert know about the switching signals that he found out about.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you mean Adler and Reed?
Cursed. But I think that is a question for Rupert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got caught up into everything else. What's going on?
Right.
Okay.
So
let's catch me up.
Yeah. When you and Hank show back up, Alan's like working on a panel. When he sees you, he goes, "Okay, so the signal, it like bounces around, like, you know, it's here, like the cameras are switching or something, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with it."
Okay.
To put it this way for Rupert, before we had gone on a little break, Alan was trying to see what he could do, because he's not a hacker like you are, Rupert. So he was looking to see what he could do to help set you up for success with it. And what he has found when he went to like investigate this exit up to the surface was that as he was looking at the panels, like a little map of the like grid essentially, he could see that like different parts of it were actually like turning off and on again, as if it was kind of rotating where it was looking.
Like there's enough power to get each section at a time, or enough input. Can we make a pattern of this? Do we understand? Like, looking at it, can we see
electronic roll for brains? Hey.
I am going to use my honor roll die because I think this is probably going to be important. I got 2 successes.
Yeah, you can totally identify a pattern with these. And what you're kind of surmising with your electronics background is that it may be recording each section on its own, but what's switching is almost like where someone is watching a camera from, like on video feeds where you see, like, you know, on like crime shows, they switch between like 4 different spots. And that's what you're able to pick up that it's doing.
Everything's on. Everything's on at all times. But
they're just changing the channel.
There's somebody watching or something, but it is following a pattern.
Yeah.
So
this is totally a lazy guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a kind of watch the pattern for a moment and make a pathway that we have to follow, so that, you know, I can be like, all right, go, and we can just go and get to where we need to go without having to worry about the cameras at all.
Ooh, yeah, I love it. I'm getting a little better at this on how we be rolling. Yeah. So you're able to totally map that out. Does that mean that you guys are going back to the surface instead of staying down here?
I think the Tellteller wants us to go to the surface. So
Yeah.
I say
Well,
we do
this is why I'm asking the question, because I'm like, if you want to continue through these tunnels, you're welcome to. It's
No,
just
I've
you
got
map
I've got
this-
an idea on the map where we need to go, right? By the
Yes.
surface.
Yes.
So let's pop out of the surface, get to where we need to go, and get back into cover.
Yeah, these tunnels are not really efficient uses of travel, so surface would seem to be better.
Yeah. Well, you have gotten closer to the volcano. In fact, like when you guys pop up, you can see that this thing is like overwhelming in terms of how large it is. You're like, yeah, we've totally traveled like a mile or two inwards from where we left our sub. So you're for sure at the base of it. You can feel like the heat coming off of it and all of that fun stuff.
That means we're a mile or two from being able to escape. Just point that out.
It's true. It's also true. Guess this means you guys gotta find an escape vehicle. We happen to know somebody who does stuff with that. But anyways, so you are able to pop up on the surface, and you see that where you've popped up is sort of like a little inlet where there's some water from the ocean that's come up, but you're definitely like on the edge of the jungle essentially. And you can see that this volcano goes up to the top as far as you can see. You're like, this thing's huge. And what are you wanting to do up here? Just like look to see if you can find an entrance to it?
Yeah, well, we know the way to go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's go as quick as we can to where it looks like we need to be, and then once we get there, we'll find an entrance.
Yeah. Like the tellteller is also rolling dice because she likes to, and also likes to see what kind of happens on her end. I randomize stuff sometimes. So as you are heading through this area, you let's see. You know for sure that you're like avoiding some of the cameras in this area, and you're like mentally tracking how long it's been since you like got to one area or one sector and then switching to another. And what is like the thing that you all are nervous about as you're now traveling through this upper area?
So Alan's trusting in Rupert because he knows what Rupert's good at, and so he's just following along. But as good as Rupert is, that doesn't mean that there's not some guard that decided to go off of his patrol route for a second to take a nap because it's been a quiet day, or he's just being lazy, and we're gonna like accidentally find them. Or even though we have a map, that doesn't mean there's not some other like traps or something out of here that are gonna trigger some sort of an alarm.
Good thought. Hank is full of elevator music. I can tell from his expression.
Weirdly, he's worried that he's gonna be like caught in like the center stage as far as like get everybody's attention because he's socially inept. He's like, I'm gonna make a fool out of myself. I know it. Oh well. Just kind of...
You've already done that several times tonight, Hank.
He doesn't remember.
And what about Rupert? What's Rupert kind of nervous about?
You know what I'm nervous about? Whoever's flipping channels on the cameras, because
if they like accidentally click too fast.
Yeah, they click it twice instead of once, or they step away to go pee and it doesn't move for a while and throws off our timing. So that's why I'm just trying to get there as quick as we can.
I love that.
Just let me just say, it's really mean that you asked that question, because now we're just giving you things that can go wrong.
Yep.
Yep.
See something the tale teller is fishing for, and she's like, let's see what they really don't want to have happen, and then that's a risk.
I'm nervous that the bad guy will be walking out to take a stroll and we'll come across him and just be like, kill him. That's what I'm worried about.
I
Oh,
challenge
well.
you to a dance-off.
I mean, I can tell you right now that Draven Mercurius is for sure like in his lair. In fact, like as you guys are like going through the jungle here to try and find this entryway in, you can actually like hear like the whirring of a helicopter take off.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. And you can see that it like takes off and goes flying off over the ocean. So as you head through, you guys are just kind of exploring and seeing what you can find. What would you like to find aside from the door?
Some sort of transport.
A bar.
Because that's what Alan's going to look for too, is like a transport, whether it be something to drive somewhere, something to fly somewhere, whether it can go inside or not.
Especially as you've just seen a helicopter take off.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this one is patrolling, but you know that they have aerial support if need be. So that's one thing to take into account. What about the rest of y'all?
I'm kind of hoping we'll come across a door that looks like we can cut a little quicker and get to where we need to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm actually kind of hungry. I wonder if there's any food around here.
Yeah, for sure. As you guys are running through the jungle, you can totally roll I'm going to say this is probably a brain check to see if you can find something that looks edible. Please roll low.
Oh, I did. I failed bad. That was a 4. I had to beat an 8.
Beautiful. Love that. I love that it's Hank that like gets us into these situations. It's
I
just
bring the adventure back to the group.
You do, because as you are kind of like sidestepping off to try and see if you can find something, like if a guard left their lunch when they were being lazy and took a nap. When you like peel back some foliage and whatnot, you see a panther on the other side. A black panther.
Down, kitty.
I'm like, am I about to roll combat in this game? I think it is about time that we roll a little combat and see what you can do to handle a little panther. Okay, so that way I have a little bit of practice before I get to my big bad. Okay, so that means that we are doing a little fighty fight. Going through a tunnel. They're not in the tunnel anymore. They are up on the ground.
All right. There's.
Yeah. I'm like, where are the instructions for initiative? I forget that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Everybody, roll a d10.
Roll a d10 and add your number.
Hey.
Cool.
That's a 15 for Alan.
Wow. I'm really good at rolling 4s tonight.
I'm going on 12, which is
Same.
freakishly good for.
Yeah.
I actually got the best I possibly could.
Yeah, Hank, what did you roll?
What's that?
What did Hank roll?
A 12.
12. Okay. Okay. So, I'm like doing math in this, and I'm like, I rolled super low. I'm gonna be real. I rolled a 5. I rolled a 1 on my D10. It'd be like that sometimes. So that means that the highest roll goes first, followed by the next highest, and so on. Okay.
Food? Down, kitty!
Yeah. And remember, a key rule on this is that you can choose to go lower on initiative, but you will have to maintain that initiative during the combat, just as a reminder. So if anyone wanted to do that, let me know now before we roll anything in.
Yeah, I think Alan's gonna reset to after Hank, simply because he's gonna hear Hank talk about a kitty and not have any idea what's going on.
Fair enough. So new order. I'm doing Rupert, Hank. I've decided that Rupert was going ahead of Hank. I was like, that kind of checks out.
Well, I was gonna say if Hank's the one who ran into the kitty, he'd probably get to go first.
Okay, we'll do that.
I will, just for those not reading at home. If two players tie, they can decide who goes first.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the kitty. I'm as confused as Alan is.
It's true.
And neither of us is as confused as Hank. But...
Love it. Love it. Cool.
I'm going to try to, grab onto this panther and almost, get on top of it like riding a horse and be like, down, kitty! As it's, fairly aggressive looking, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a black panther that you've run into. Let's see, and I'm just looking at this real quick. So your weapons can do 1 point of damage per round. Sorry guys, I'm learning on the fly. It's much more exciting to do with the panther than in the middle of the big bad fight.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. I'm like, it doesn't say how to calculate their PD, so I'm going to just assign them an arbitrary number.
Yeah, it's whatever their number is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what are their numbers, but there's times where you can be less or more.
Yeah.
In the main rules you can see that with I think the police officers only have 2 PD.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of grabbing it around the neck and kind of getting up on its back, and I'm like, down, kitty, and just trying to kind of squeeze it.
Nice.
There's nothing else to do.
I'm like, that would probably be a brawn roll. Are you just going to try punch it to make it go unconscious?
Yeah, I don't want to kill it. It's just
that's
a big
fair.
cat.
I feel like this is something where you can make the determination and be punching it would be the equivalent of a weapon.
Yeah, I'm just
fists are weapons.
kind of doing the sleeper hold thing to try to be shh, go to sleep.
Roll me the Brawn.
I rolled another 4. That's the 6th one tonight.
Isn't that a success for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
1.
I'm so that's 1 point of damage that you've done, I believe.
I'm shh, I know you're hungry. I am too.
And remember, you do get to do 2 things during your turn. So I think that was trying to get up on top of it and then trying to choke it out.
Yep.
Cool. Love it. That brings us to Rupert. Alan, you'll be up next, and see if we can.
As we hear the yowls of this black panther now.
Speaking of panther, I'm actually. Give me a second.
Yes, the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Panther.
Yeah. It's bitey.
I'm looking for mine.
Little, she gets like that. So I'm gonna draw my pistol and get behind Alan.
Okay. Love it.
That puts 2 of them between me and the cat. I'm comfortable with that.
And that's your 2 actions?
That'll be my 2 actions.
Cool. That brings us to Alan with the panther.
So if Alan sees all this now, he's going to switch the setting on the Swiss Army watch to the Tase setting.
I almost thought you were going to do the red laser. It felt like
I was hoping for that.
Missed opportunity. Retcon.
Remember, 2 actions.
Maybe next time. So I was going to set that on, and then I was going to use my hand-to-hand combat boon to be able to get in close enough and get a strike on this panther to tase it and maybe knock it unconscious.
Sure thing.
It worked on Hank.
All right. Oh, that's actually because Brawn is under the number, right?
Yes.
That's a 3 and a 1. That's 2 successes.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, you get right up on it, and you're able to tase it, basically. I love it. Let's see. This is kind of the fun bit where like I came up with its boons and its banes. But the thing is that technically you've triggered its bane, but it still has a boon that it could use. So I'm trying to like figure out how to rule that. I'm like, this might just be where it cancels it out and I just do the straight roll. So I think I'll do that little tale teller finesse. Cool. And awesome. It rolled over its score. So I believe that would be a loss on its end because it rolled higher than its brawn.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So this is probably because it's been choked out at this point. So you see like its claws are come out and like try to like weakly grab at you to let go of it. And yeah, that brings us back to Hank actually. And it's not looking good. It looks like it's been tased and choked out. Like this poor panther.
Like, oh, buddy, oh, it's okay. And it's just kind of like, shh, shh, go to sleep, go to sleep. I rolled my number.
You get on the roll die. On a roll.
I think that's just one success because I don't have really any unarmed combat skills at all.
Yeah, well, you could roll your thing again, but by using your by having that success in the first place, you're able to knock it out, and this cat does go down.
Yeah. Night night. It's just sleeping. I promise. I hope. Hey,
Okay.
one of you smarter guys, can you make sure this thing's just sleeping?
Yeah, looks like it. Good job, team effort, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Choked out a poor panther.
It's just having a cat nap.
It is just having a cat nap. So you are able to discount this cat. I wanted to have one combat before I was rolling with my big bad. I'm like, otherwise that'll make for an anticlimactic awesome fight. You're able to head off and locate this entryway to go in. Are you like, how are you wanting to break in? Are you hoping that you can avoid any other guards coming through?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see if my thumb still works.
You find that your thumb does not work here, as if you've elapsed the time that you were given initially. To be fair, it's probably been, what, like 15, 20 minutes in game. So I'm like,
at least,
yeah. Right.
I figured it wouldn't, but it'd be silly to spend all the time trying to break open the door to find out that the thumb worked.
It's true. It's true.
Can we just try the door and see if it's unlocked?
Yeah, you can. So I'm like thinking of this. I'm like, it is for sure like another fun slidey door sort of thing. But you do see that there's a passcode here, slightly less secure than a thumbprint.
Try the number 6.
Let's see. I'm going to try and use my MacGyver skill here.
For the fun of it, if Hank wants to try and come up with like a 4-digit code, he can roll a brain check to see if he can luck out with it. And you can roll with a luck to help him, or #blessed.
All right, we'll do that before I do my other thing. We'll see if it works.
I'm doing some creative stuff for this.
It sticks.
That is an 8, which I think is a success because it's a brains roll.
There's a 5.
I'm going to use my
On a
additional roll. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm lucky. I got 1 success. I got a 10 and a 2.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well,
2 successes.
with #blessed, it means you succeed. So, what numbers does Hank think of?
8008.
Yeah, that opens.
Because he's so like junior high level. He's like, it's gotta be this. The ancient code. The code of all. 8008.
Surprised it wasn't 4242.
Fair. Could have done that too.
But yeah, somehow for Rupert, he just watches as Hank enters in this code and the door slides open. Why did you spend all those years learning to hack?
I learned it from both of you.
Alan's just gonna look at Rupert, confused, before looking back at Hank. Good job. Let's
give him a pat on the back.
Go.
You guys are just going to be like stunned about that for the rest of this adventure.
Master's degree from MIT.
I went to Yale.
God, I love that. It's so good.
You went to Rosie's kindergarten.
No. I went to USC, but I went to USC on a lacrosse scholarship.
I'm going to try and
nope.
Rescue myself from this. Hey, you guys have had fun. You've gotten through some tunnels, and you're now up to the volcano. As you hear this door slide open, you do see that you're opening up into a garage area. Hey.
Nice.
You see that there are several vehicles in here. Like you see that like some people have like the 4-wheelers. There's like a vehicle here, a bib and armored vehicle. You see that they're you know that like not from this location, but from previously that they have access to a helicopter. You just don't know where the helicopter is. This seems to be land vehicles here.
All right. Alan's going to be like, I got this room covered. You guys continue on. I'll catch up.
We have ketchup?
Love it.
I'm still hungry.
So
is there a door that looks like it leads further?
Yeah, for sure. There's
I'm guessing up.
Yeah, there's for sure an elevator that goes up. You can see that like further up the way in this garage that there are some guards who are like playing cards in here. They haven't noticed you guys yet, but then again, you also didn't trip an alarm. You just opened a door, and they are familiar with that coming and going here.
So they're in the garage, you said?
Yeah. Okay. Sort of like, how there are those like larger garages that people sometimes have where like you could easily walk like 100 feet through them. Like it's that kind of deep garage. And so they may not have looked up because they're familiar with people coming and going here. They're playing cards. It's a very dangerous poker game.
Hank, go recruit them to the cause. Rupert, let's split around and surprise them.
I'm going to saunter up there just like fearlessly with my swagger and be like, hi there, fellow friends. Would you like to join our cause?
For the fun of it, I'm like, roll a couple of, I think this is going to be like a brain roll for you. And you
fear?
do this, yeah, with your fearless. So I'm leaning into the chaos of this. I've accepted it.
I got 1 success.
1 success.
I rolled a 6 and a 9.
Love it. So these guards look at you, and one of them is just like, yeah, Jerry, sure, we've got you. You happen to look like one of their coworkers. They're just like, why are you in a suit?
It's great, isn't it?
How many total guards are there?
There's like 4 of them here. It's like a good
4.
poker game going on.
Okay,
and another one is looking at Hank suspiciously, and you can tell that he's like doing the fun like squinty eyes. He's like, this looks like Jerry, but Jerry sometimes has an extra brain cell compared to this person.
I tell Alan, I'm like, you go around, I'll do Overwatch from here, and I get up on top of one of the vehicles, so I can get a good angle.
Right. Alan's gonna sneak around and then use.
Are you about to just murk them all?
The hand-to-hand boon.
Apparently,
to like come up and just like sleeper hold, and use one as like a body shield as they're all distracted by Hank.
I mean, really, are you happy with your benefits here? You can join us and overthrow the patriarchy. We could do this.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they're just like, yeah, Draven does have like, he pays like above industry pay, but like the benefits still suck. What is it worth if like you're still having to pay a shit ton for dental?
I know. I mean, laser burns, they don't just heal themselves.
It's true. Like they're now starting to think about this. And the guy who was like squinting is that the one you were wanting to use as a body shield, Alan?
Yep, the one that's not kind of into it. I'm just gonna try and be like, sneak up behind, grab, and just kind of like see if I can sleek him off while the other ones are distracted talking to Hank, maybe.
Okay. Coolio. Love that. I love it when dice.
So bad.
Honestly, kind of impressed with like the ballsiness of it. Of just like, hey, let's unionize. And like some of them are kind of buying it, but there's always that one holdout who's like, sounds sus. Because, you know, Draven is a pretty good boss. He at least like lets us take, you know, supposedly that like unlimited PTO. Just like slowly turn the entire chat into like dealing with lots of socialism. It's a lot of fun. So Alan, as you like grab this one dude who was like just about to like reach to like his little like speaker that he has, like the little walkie-talkie essentially that he has on his jacket, you come up and are able to like get him in a headlock. And what are you just like automatically going to do that? Like you're just like choking him out?
Dragging him away.
Yeah, I have a hand-to-hand boon, so I could roll for it if you want.
You do, yeah. Go ahead and roll that.
I wouldn't say no to an automatic success, but
yeah. This would be a Brawn roll.
And then I'm gonna start doing like power poses while I'm talking, trying to jazz them up.
So that is 1 success. I got a 10 and a 4.
Yeah, love this. So you're able to
nap time, break time. Shh.
Yeah, you knock this dude out, but also you've now alerted the other 3 guards that you are here, and they're like, why did you just do that to Frank? And I'm going to say that you can do something if you want to avoid a fight with them. It just depends on how clever you want to be about it.
Since it looks like they were buying what Hank was trying to sell, even though Hank's not
He's
sure
a scam.
what he's trying to sell, I'll be like, you didn't know it. This guy was a plant. He's here to make sure you don't unionize.
Yep, he's a scab.
He was about to call the boss. This is your chance.
Yeah. Let me look at that real quick.
A little quick thinker.
Yeah, that's
go
what I
along?
was thinking. That was really good. Like, I'm gonna let you know that.
That is a 9 and a 1, so that is 1 success again.
1 success. Yeah. I love this. Did anybody want to try and give a help action if you have a clever way of helping?
I'm a little far away, so I can put a bullet in someone's head, but I don't think that can
I
help.
feel like putting a bullet in somebody's head would make this worse. That's your professional spy opinion. I love it.
Yeah. Hank wouldn't be smart enough to come up with anything. Like me, I'd be like, yeah, he could be like, doing these big... He's just trying to, entrap you and hold you down and all of these... Yeah, Hank doesn't have any of that.
I'm going to say that you can try it with your socially inept roll.
So 1 dice.
Yeah.
That's a 1. That is... No. I'm just like,
With brain? Surely 1 is... you have to roll above for brain. Yeah. Yeah, Hank is just like clocking exactly what you expect of Hank.
Yep.
I love
totally
it.
just frozen up. 100% frozen up.
I love it. So our friends who are being told about unionizing, they're like, really? He was a plant from the boss? And as you are thinking about this, you hear, or rather you see a digital clock pop up, and the guards both all point to it, and they're just like, oh, looks like the boss is getting ready to unleash his missiles. We should go and catch up with him. And the timer is for about 5 minutes.
Alan's just be like, Hank, do your best Rocky Balboa, Rupert.
I love it. So
all right, Adrian.
You can hear them kind of talking about unionizing as they're contemplating this, and your downside here is that you now have a timer of when these missiles are going off.
Gotta go.
Yeah, gotta go. You got 5 minutes. What you gonna do?
Where
Are
are
we
we
fighting
going?
them, or are we letting them go?
It seems like you guys are kind of letting them go because the drawback here, the kind of consequence of your success in AK not inciting a total fight because you just choked one of their friends out, was in basically convincing them he was a scab. And they're, instead of focusing on what you guys were saying, they realize, oh, the boss has just called us, so now they're going to also be there in the final room with him.
So we
After a series of these rough rolls, it happens.
Yeah.
Where are we running to?
They're taking us to where we need to go, I guess.
I mean, you can see them all heading towards the elevator, and some of them are talking about unionizing.
I am set up on the car.
Mm-hmm.
I have my hand brace. Does that count as a prepared?
Yeah.
I'm shooting one twice.
My friend.
No successes.
Ooh.
Second shot. Still no successes.
Oof.
So y'all hear the silencer.
It just the ting ting doesn't hit anything. Who's right by him?
Or it hits the controls.
I don't know. I just rolled 6 dice and not a single one of them was a 3 or less.
Oof.
Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I love this so much. So, feel free to educate a little bit, me a little bit on like this silencer piece. So that means theoretically these guards heard something akin to a gun kind of like popping off, but don't necessarily know what it was. Is that correct?
You're gonna have to decide how silencers work in your game, because
Cool.
in the real world, a silencer is like take a heavy book and drop it on a loud floor,
Cool.
like a hard floor, and it goes, it's still a bang. But if we're really spies, then it should be
true. I love that. So you shoot 2 shots to try and like take one of these guys out, and you see clearly that like both of your shots miss, and this means that usually something gets worse. I'm like, how do I want this to get worse? I love it. I love it. Damn it, Rupert.
I'm not letting him walk into the bad guy's chamber if I can help it. I mean,
yeah. I'm going to say that in doing so, you actually disabled this elevator.
Oh, good.
Yep, hit the controls.
Yep. Well, not the controls to the missiles, but some
the elevator. Like,
yeah.
So
like
this wouldn't be a good spy spoof movie if next to the elevator or somewhere in this room there wasn't just a ladder that also goes up there.
Oh no, there's stairs.
The stairs
or an air vent.
Okay, so do they get to the elevator and they're like, it's not working, trying to figure out why it's not working?
They're trying to figure out what happened with this lovely silenced bullet. And I think like one of them is like trying to figure out like what it actually is. He's like, what's this like, damage here that's happened to the elevator?
So Alan's gonna tell Hank to take the stairs or whatever. Take the stairs, take care of the missiles. Alan's going to try and use Vehicle Expert while they're trying to figure out what's going on to get one of the vehicles and pin them against the elevator that won't open.
Heck yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll. Roll your vehicle.
Choke out the Panther, but we're going to crush the guards with the car.
Honestly, that sounds very on brand for players in general. Save the animal, murk every human.
All right, so brains is above, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got 2 successes, a 10 and a 5. So I also have a
third die.
Nice.
A third die to use on a roll.
Yeah.
So
do you want to use it or do you want to save it?
It's just there for the next roll, right?
For the next time.
Yeah, for the next time.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, you successfully slammed one of these armored vehicles into the elevator and have pinned these 3 guys because you choked one of them out already. God, that is so on brand. Rupert, what are you doing as you see Hank has gone up the stairs and Alan has now ran a car into several people?
I'm following Hank.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he seems like the less scary of the 2.
Love it.
I think Alan's going to work on disabling all these other vehicles except for the one that's going to get used for the getaway now. He's going to trust the other 2 spies will finish the mission. He's just going to secure our exit.
Oh,
nice.
He's trusting us.
Nice. So
we make a person.
Yeah. So you guys successfully get up to the top of the stairs to the level where our countdown is going on. You bust in here and see that this is like a, this is kind of like Lex Luthor style villain. It's all like linoleum flooring here. You can see that there's like a nice woodwork kind of desk that this villain would typically sit behind. There is a dozing white cat who seems immune to whatever nonsense you guys were doing downstairs. Just taking a nap as cats do.
Please tell me there's like a lava waterfall.
Yes, there is. There's
Okay.
so like that's the first thing you notice is like the heat wafting off of it throughout this entire room. And you can see that this our lovely villain, you know, Draven Mercurius, is sitting up here and is drinking like a good old like whiskey is what he's drinking as he's planning this downfall, and he's just watching as the missiles are like arming themselves up out of the ground, and how he's just watching the timer kind of click down. He's like, cool, I've got some time, and let's see. Cool. Yeah, so as far as you guys see, he has not yet noticed you here, but you know, that can change. You have a chance to decide if you want to hide or approach him.
Do I see the control panel for the missiles?
Yeah, you see him up here.
All right. I go, Hank, kill him.
Or distract him.
And I'll stop the missiles. Ready?
Ooh.
I guess.
I will say, once you, I'll let Rupert figure out what he wants to do first, and then we'll go to Hank and see about resolving some of this. You can at least get yourself to where you want to be, and tell me how if you're wanting to like do it stealthily or if you're just running for it.
Well, so I see where the control panel is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let Hank go first.
Okay.
Because he is my distraction.
Okay, sounds good. Love that. Cool. I'm making notes for myself. I'm kind of doing like a little pseudo initiative here for how we're resolving stuff. So Draven, and then Rupert. Hey. Cool. Awesome. So Hank, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to clear the distance between me and the villain in the most creative way possible.
Are you going to do interpretive dance?
Hardcore parkour.
Awesome.
Parkour. I love it. So you can go ahead and you can roll your boon for it.
There's like a railway that's not. There's no actual structural or guard reason for it. There's just like a railway
it's just
there.
there for design purposes.
Yeah.
So I got 2 successes and one of them was an 8. So I actually get my bonus die as well. But yeah.
Love to see that. So yeah, you successfully get yourself up over there, and this is definitely what keys our villain into something is amiss. And he looks at you and he's like, Agent Henry, you're back.
Who? Hey, Alan, I think they're trying to talk about you.
I love that Hank just like completely misses that he's doing the same thing to him, because I'm sure that Hank has called him multiple names, and now he's just being rude about it. You have beef with this dude. You've met him before. What was your last fight with him about? I'm not the only one who's going to be forced to improv here.
That's a good question.
Lean into the bane.
It's true.
What, the bad memory?
It's true.
Run with it. You got this.
All I remember is lots of running and screaming.
Love it. Yes.
Which is more than I remember about most. So it must have been bad.
Yeah, he's just like, the last time we crossed paths, I think you had a few less gray hairs going on. And yeah, he does get up, and you can. I'm assuming that we're going to go into a little bit of initiative here. So if you want, you can do one action, because I'll say that your like movement and then like remembering with him was part of one of your actions, basically.
Gotcha.
What are you gonna do?
All right. So are we rolling initiative then? Or...
I'm kind of going with the concept of it's you, Draven, and then Rupert.
Gotcha.
That seems to be how we want to do it, and I'm okay running it that way.
Perfect. Just checking in. So,
as long as initiative works, what do we care?
So I'm kind of like, I think you must sleep. Just like the kitty cat. That seemed to work really well, right?
Love it. I love it. So how are you attacking him? With like a gun or your fists or what?
I'm gonna try to like do a running clothesline.
Nice.
Because he's not super coordinated, so he's like kind of like running full steam, and he's like, I'm gonna choke him out, except it just kind of turns into a clothesline at first.
Yeah. I have a bit of a question for our creator. I'm like, can we do oh, did our creator disappear? Oh, he's okay. Okay.
There's contested tests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, can we do that in initiative or during a combat?
Do what now?
Can you have a contested test or like roll essentially during combat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The reason I asked is because one of his boons actually would assist him in this.
Yeah, like if you have two people wrestling each turn, it'll be contested both back and forth.
Okay, cool. So I also have to roll 2 die because this is actually one of his boons.
I don't have any of those for this.
And the idea is you have to roll under for Brawn.
Yes.
Yep.
Damn it, I rolled over.
I succeeded with 1 success.
I rolled over for both of mine. So even with his cat-like grace, he manages to get clotheslined by Hank. I love it. I love it. Okay. And I think that counts as like losing a technical like hit point. So, like,
PD.
Yeah, PD. Love it. Cool.
Physical damage has been inflicted.
Yeah, it has.
And not on us.
Yeah.
Yet.
He's only going to use, because we get 2 actions. So can he use one of his actions to prepare?
You tell me.
Yeah, I'm like, I think that makes sense. Because he also has a gun on him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So even though you've like knocked him to the ground with like clotheslining him, he knows exactly where his gun is, and he's going to use it to aim at you. Let's see. I'm like, this is still a brawn check, so I have to roll under his brawn. Cool. Cool. Oh, cool. I had 1 success, so I do hit with that. Because I have a success with it. So that's 1 for Hank, as you get probably shot right in your shoulder. And he's just like, we did this last time, and it took you like 6 months of physical therapy to get over it.
Really?
I love it. I love it. And then it will be Rupert's turn. So he only did one bullet with that because he took the time to aim and prepare.
1 PD down, Hank.
And actually, I do get on a roll die because he did roll one of his numbers.
Nice.
Oh.
That's my first one this entire time.
Other games I've run, we get them all the time. This time it's like, once, twice. All right. So
I'm trying to do a lot of dice rolls, but it's like the dice just aren't in our favor for it.
it's been a rough rolling. So how many movements will it take to get to the panel?
It would probably take you 1 movement to get there.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get these missiles stopped before I do anything else. So I am going to use my electronics.
Yeah, in the time it like took you guys to get up here, you probably saw that there was like 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah. So I am going to use my electronics roll.
Yeah.
To see if I can disarm the missiles.
Yeah.
2
Maybe you should
5s.
try code again. What did you get?
2 5s.
Ooh. Are those your, is that your
I'm a 3, so 2 successes.
Awesome. Very nice. I love that. So you successfully are able to like open the panel to get to any of the information that you might need for these missiles. Are you wanting to like change their coordinates or turn them off?
I am probably gonna want to turn them off.
Okay.
But I'm also going to want to download the information about the tracking where he was shooting them.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that's important as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I'm trying to think of this because with your success, like you'd be able to for sure download. I'm just thinking of like how long it would take in case it like took to a second round, sort of thing. Yeah. So I think that you can for sure at least get the map downloaded, the coordinates, and then on the next round you can like shut it down, sort of thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good. That brings us back to Hank, unless Alan wants to appear.
I don't know. It's up to you timing wise, but I don't know how many vehicles are in there. But Alan's trying to make sure there's only one vehicle that works, and that's the one that we're going to use to escape.
Enough. I'm gonna say that you're probably still working on that thing because there were several down there.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Hank is gonna be like, "'Tis but a flesh wound."
Of course, I know this will be contested because they are they're having fun with this. Are you going to like try and punch him again, or are you trying to like grab him, or what?
Let's see. I think I'm just gonna try to like grab him and be like, "Hey, Rupert, I got him," and just like try to like ragdoll him a little bit.
Love it, love it, love it.
Do the full Nelson, be like, "Hey, look!"
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
That's a 1 success. Ooh, no.
As I'm facing the panel, so I'm just over my shoulder. I'm just like, either kill him or capture him.
I love it. I love it. So he actually rolled. I'm going for the fun of it. I'm going to roll one of my my little bonus die because it looks like he rolled his 6 again. Let's see. Ooh, and he rolled over, so that will not be a success. So he has 1 success. He's able to like just slide out of the way of you, but as a result, he actually like ends up doing like kind of a little flip over the fence or like the railings that you saw that you parkoured over previously. Now he's gone back over that, and he's now probably about like 5 or 10 feet from you. He tried to punch you back, but it didn't work. So he dismounted from it and was like, never mind, I'm just hopping over this. Can't avoid Hank the Tank.
They call me the professor.
I don't know. Sounds like you're the tank now, and he's going to absolutely insult you with that. Love it. Okay, and then I think that brings us to his turn, and he is going to again try and shoot you again. So we'll see if he's able to pass his brawn. Okay. And he only had I'm thinking of how these work. Like he took one action, so I would still only roll one die with it, right? If he took one action, I'm thinking.
So if he's shooting and he's got a boon in shooting,
Yeah.
so that's
Well,
still
he's preparing it. Like essentially, what he's doing is he's sacrificing like his second action.
Oh, then then you just count it as a prepared die.
Okay.
So three total.
Oh, 3 die.
As always. Sorry, Hank. As always, you always get one.
Yeah.
You get one for your boon, and then if you're saying he's aiming for one action to get the prep, then he's got 3 dice.
Ooh. He actually had 2 successes with that instead of 1 success. Now that I've rolled properly with it. So yeah, well, it's still only 1 shot because he prepared it. And I'm going to say he probably like shoots again for the same like shoulder that he has shot previously, as if he's trying to like make a point, and he's like, give up now, Henry, and I'll maybe let you live. Or you can go and you can meet the lava fall, and he just like he just like points to like the cool little like lava river that's going through his lair. Love that. And then that brings us to Rupert, I think.
Yeah, so is it going to take 1 action to shut it all down, or?
I'd say, yeah, it'll take 1 action to shut it down, but then you can decide, like, if you're wanting to assist Hank.
Yeah.
Your first thing might work.
I am going to roll to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a 6 and an 8, so 2 successes.
Love it.
Heck
Love
yeah.
it. Yeah. You see that things start to shut down, and this guy clearly had more beef with Hank and is like, stop.
Paying attention. You know what? I'm going to do some creative rearranging of the circuits to make sure that
he can't just come over and turn it on again.
No. The missiles are shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to rig it so that they self-destruct at the end of the timer.
Ooh, I love that. I think that would be an electronics or a hacking, whichever you want to play.
Either one, yeah. It should fall under. I got a 9 was a success, and I rolled my number, so 2 successes, and I have an extra die for next time.
Very nice.
Love that. I love that.
So is this the original timer you're using, or a new timer?
How much longer was on the timer?
You had probably like I'm just ad-libbing here. I'm like probably like a minute and like 40 seconds. I feel like that's accurate for like enough shots.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't set it for like 10 minutes because if we escape, he can turn it off.
Yeah.
And playing around with the timer doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna just, I've got the missiles are no longer launching.
You're like, we've got a minute and a half.
We got a minute and a half. So my next turn, I'm gonna shout over to Hank and be like, Hank, we gotta go.
But we're not done here as I'm bleeding all over.
I love it. So yeah, that would be Rupert's turn with Hank coming up again.
Hank's
like, oh no.
I'm like, fighting, running. The smart ones said run. I better run.
It's true. Where are you wanting to run? Are you going to take the stairs again? Because remember, it took you guys a couple minutes to get up here.
What's the fastest, less painful way down possible?
The less painful way down. I'm trying to think. I'm like,
because knowing Hank, he's gonna try to fall with style.
If this is a boss's it's a villain's lair, I feel like there's glass viewing panes so they could view over their minions somewhere?
Oh, for sure. And like you could like jump out if you wanted to like parachute. There's for sure that kind of deal. I don't know if any of our spies came prepared with a parachute.
Nope. I'd hit the ground like a wet sack of cement.
Because I wrote down what people brought.
But my suit would be impeccable.
It would.
It's waterproof, so all the blood and guts would stay inside.
Yep. It'd just be like a bag full of Legos.
Oh,
No, it'd be like stepping on a ketchup packet.
Here's me being a little creative. I'm like, Hank, you're also a demolitions expert.
Mm-hmm.
What if you had a way to delay the timer just for enough to get you guys down, but not enough to give him like 10 minutes to figure it out?
Yeah,
and these are missiles, which are technically akin to demolition.
So instead of the red or blue, it's the yellow wire. That's what you're saying. Yeah, run over there and stick my head in there like, it's the yellow wire! The middle of Rupert's carefully planned.
I love it. You can roll with your boon to be a little clever and see if that can buy you guys the time to get down. Without it resetting it for like 10 minutes, like Rupert was thinking. He's like, I can't leave it for that long. Did you fail your brain?
That was,
oh, yeah.
Those 2 failures. Yeah, it was just flat 0. Like,
love it. Love it.
I watched the oaf start just ripping stuff out of there. I'm just like, I mean, I have to. I have to wait for the bad guy to go, but second I can, I'm running.
Yeah, that's fair. So as Hank has run over here and ripped out a wire,
I'm helping.
Yeah, he's trying his best to help. Draven does a really excellent. You hear that maniacal cackle that probably haunts Henry's dreams. And he is going to try and shoot Rupert and says, well, you know, if I'm going to meet my end here, so are you. And I will roll to see this. Cool. He misses with his first action. And then with his second one, this checks out with how my dice are rolling. Hey, he rolls under, so he does hit Rupert for one damage. he's like, if I'm gonna
what did I do?
Too.
Slowing us down. That's what he's doing.
All right.
I mean, hey, that's commitment to the bit. And that brings us to Rupert, and then hopefully you guys can figure out your escape.
I'm gonna look and see what he did.
What Hank did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just take a quick glance. Does it look like it's gonna blow up quicker? Not at all.
Yeah, with his fails, he knocked probably another 15 seconds off.
Don't worry, I can fix it.
Also, for fun spy stuff, remember, you do have cool spy jackets.
Here's my thought. We're in a volcano base of a supervillain. This thing's not made out of like wood. There's a lot of solid rock. So if I look at Hank, I'm like, we just got to get down the stairs as far as we can. It's gonna blow up, not down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using both of my actions to run.
Dope. Love it. Hank, what are you doing?
I'm following him. He seems smart.
You're just like, I've been shot twice. I love it. And Alan, as you are down here, you hear the whirring of helicopter blades, as if they were coming towards the base up above. So yeah, you have successfully shut down this missile. You guys are running back downstairs. I'm going to say you're able to get probably about like halfway down before you feel the rumbling of this volcano. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to like try and speed up going down, or are you just like accepting that you, like you said, you're just hoping the rocks protect you?
I mean, I'm running as fast as I can. I've got a running boon, so with
Yeah.
3, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just going as quick as I can.
Okay, sounds good. Hank, what about you?
Same, pretty much. I'm gonna try to bound, and anytime like I start to slip or fall, I'm just gonna do the whole parkour or like somersault roll and just keep going.
Nice. I will say you guys can both run a roll with your boon to see if you can like get yourselves a few more like extra flight or something into your time.
Hey, I got 1
Sweet.
success.
A
Double 4s, 2 successes. 4s are just my number tonight.
Yeah. So, Hank, you just kind of blow past Rupert, and you're the first one down the stairs and breaking through the stairway to see Alan with one of the vehicles. Alan, which vehicle do you have?
Depending on when I hear the helicopter, I've got something that something that's all terrain, so maybe like an armored vehicle or something, because we're gonna go through the jungle and we gotta go fast, so it's got to be something that can handle that.
Yeah,
but
for
I also
sure.
went
There's
to
totally
looked and see if I found either this vehicle or somewhere found like a rocket launcher or something, since I heard the helicopter.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're told. I'm going to say that like in the time that like your friends went up, you were totally able to find this kind of rocket launcher that you're looking for, and you would have heard this helicopter coming in. Presumably, it's like been out patrolling, and maybe it's been alerted to something back at base. I mean, you know, your friends have gone upstairs. You know that this villain likely has multiple alarms, like if he doesn't enter a code at a certain time, it sets something off to bring support to him.
Oh yeah. That's totally the overthinking.
Yeah. Well, also, this is a supervillain. What supervillain doesn't have, you know, these kinds of backup plans for it?
Backup plans have backup plans.
It's true. It's true, especially a supervillain. Hank, you're the first one to break through this door, and Rupert, you're not too far behind him. I'm going to say you guys are able to easily get into your vehicle, and you're able to take off, and you can roll your vehicle handling, because we're going to have fun with that.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna... So, with the amount of time I had, would I be considered prepared for this escape or not?
I'd say you'd be prepared for sure. You knew your friends were coming down at some point.
Like we busted the door and the car sitting right there,
Yep.
revving up.
All right, are we going brains?
Yeah, this would be brains.
Okay, so brains is over, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's a 7, an 8, and a 10. That's 3 successes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, for like the fun of it, like you found some of that like nitro fuel and like quickly like put it into your vehicles that you could like go extra fast. And you guys in the back just like feel the G-force. This is absolutely Alan's territory. As you take off into the jungle, you can see the helicopter up above. You can see that there's like a fun little like ladder dangling from it. If you want, you have an opportunity to use your rocket launcher. as you see the smoke foaming out of this volcano, because this volcano has started to like almost self-collapse from these missiles.
So I'm gonna use. Yeah, I don't got much else. I'm gonna use my on a roll die to get 2 dice on this one.
Hey, go for it.
And that is 1 success because I got a 9 and a 3.
Nice. And you were, what were you using for that? Was that just your vehicle or something else?
I had my on a roll die, so I was just rolling my 1 die, and then I added my on a roll die because I didn't have anything to add to the rocket launcher.
I love it. I love it.
I'll just be like, Rupert, grab the wheel. Chink.
So you, I mean, Hank is clearly dealing with the fact that he has 2 bullets in his arm, and Rupert
that's more like.
Rupert's probably like working on his like first aid. He's like, let me self-excise this. God prevents infections. As you set off this rocket launcher to hit this helicopter, you do see that it starts to spin out of control as you hit it. But you do see that there are a few people who hop out, and you see some parachutes appearing as people are dismounting from it. So you don't know what's to come of those people. But I am going to say that by successfully getting them to not be able to follow your vehicle, you're able to get yourselves out to your sub.
Yay!
The volcano has been slowly erupting as if it's like taking in, and it's almost like he's like reinforced part of the volcano to be protected against this sort of thing. But you can tell that like there's now like lava coming down the side. It hasn't done like a full rupture yet, but it's getting there. Like as you're going to be like sailing away in your little sub, it's probably going to go. As it is, you know, volcanoes can take several days to erupt after a triggering event. So you do have some time in that capacity to let somebody know. Let the astronauts know to like look for another volcanic eruption.
We did that.
Yeah. So you successfully disarmed these missiles, and you don't know necessarily what happened to your supervillain. But you did escape.
He escaped.
Yeah,
for sure.
You escaped. Yeah, that's always how Bond villains go, isn't it? Like they always manage to escape by.
This isn't even my final form.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's clearly insulting you because he knows you. He's like, we'll meet again, Henry. He at least has the decency to have just like picked another name and sticks with it to like make matters worse for Hank.
Right.
But yes, I'd say that that's a good spot for us to kind of tie it up.
It was a success.
Amazingly, this ragtag group of super spies.
Yeah. Okay, super spies who handled 3 bullets between them.
It's true. But we made success. This was a blast. This was a lot of fun. This was easy to pick up and go with. I'm just really impressed that you were able to do this so well, Brian, with something so simple. After being used to the crunchiness of like, I started in 2nd edition and like grew up in 3 and 3.5 D&D, and I played Pathfinder 1E, and I like the crunchiness sometimes, but just the fun you can have with this. But the rules are enough there to, Dawn.
You're not wrong.
Well, there's the expansions have, like, if you like the crunchiness, there's we had the physical damage meter. There's a mental damage meter for fear or trauma. There's the superheroes have ability pools, so you can have more dice and then use them differently. So if you want crunchy, you can get crunchy. But for this, like, when we first started talking about this, I saw I don't remember who it was, but when you were like, "Oh yeah, Stasia will DM it," and I don't think she saw that because the day of
Nope.
last week, she's like, "Wait, I'm running this." So considering that you had like 10 minutes of prep time,
Yep.
that's the idea is anybody can pick up a game and tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I didn't mention before with the expansions, there's a supplement called Lores and Legends, which is Telltale lists play. So no TT at all.
Oh.
It's kind of like, so as a group, you each tell a part of the story. And when certain things happen, you have to trade that to the next person. So if you anytime you roll a die, you roll your die, you get the results, but you don't get to continue. The next person continues the story.
Ooh.
And so, or if a character is introduced, they introduce the character, but the next person gets to tell you who the character is, and then the person after that continues the story. And so you can just start from the beginning and just tell a story. And there's an oracle in there to you can roll to see if you're doing good or bad. And there's a couple charts in there to help you set up the game. So when I say you can tell a story, you can just tell tales. You don't even have to have a GM if need be.
I am really interested in that. That might be something we look into another time if we need like a filler date done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, grab a couple extra people and play a game.
Yeah,
So,
I love it.
All right. Well, I know you've got to get going soon, Brian. So I'm going to give you.
I got to run.
Yeah, give you the first little quick shout out, real quick. You're shoot the socials real quick, and then we'll see you race off.
Perfect. Hey guys, thank you so much for having me on. This was a blast. I hope we can do it again for sure. I know Don and I are beginning talking because he's already involved. But if you are watching and you want to know more, fighterguystudios.com, just like it sounds, or spelled just like it sounds. You can come see me on Twitter at FightGuyStudio.
Also, right below his picture if you're watching.
Yeah, because apparently Fighter Guy Studio was too long. And then from my website, you can find actually all the games are listed on the website. You can go down and buy them straight from there. It'll take you straight to Itch. Drive Through RPGs link is on there. My Ko-fi link is on there, and they're on that as well. So there's lots of ways to get to it. Also from the webpage, you can go sign up for the con. It's the Brawn first annual-ish Brains and Brawn con.
I like the
ish because maybe I'll do it twice a year. I don't know, so I don't want to say it's annual. So, but you can go sign up for that on October 15th. Definitely get a table now because eventually I'm gonna have to close the table out. I can't ask somebody the last 30 seconds to run a game. So eventually we will close the table. So sign up, come on out, come see me on Twitter, and tell some tales.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Brian. Thanks for creating this. Check him out if you're still watching, and we'll let you run away. But I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time we see or talk to you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not, guys. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then now we're gonna throw it over to our special guest, who, as Brian pointed out, had about less than a day's worth of time to kind of prepare, and like
that's being generous.
10 to 15 minutes of time to read over the system and think of what was going on. So Stasia, thank you for joining us too, but where can they find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at DM Stasia on both the Twitter and the Twitch. My Twitch is mainly an amalgamation of like different tabletop RPG stuff. A couple times a month I do what's called quick plays, where I basically find a system similar to what Damn Good Games does with doing these like kind of practice plays essentially. But I just walk through the quick start rules of things and kind of give my opinion on how different rules kind of click for me, or if there are things that I'm like, I'd probably need to like see this in action to suss it out, and then seeing like how I can also incorporate that into other games I run, because in I know that this is something that like a lot of people say, is that like you become a better DM by practicing different games.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and as someone who cut her teeth on Dungeons and Dragons, I'm like trying something new. Oh boy, who knew that there were games with less rules? um, but so you can find me on my Twitch, where I do a bunch of stuff like that. I sometimes paint minis, I sometimes world build, I sometimes map make. It kind of depends. I usually stream like probably 3 or 4 times a month. It's a much lighter schedule compared to a lot of streamers, but it's because I also do DMing on the side. Like I run a couple games just about every week, and then I also play in some games. But so if you want me to DM, if you liked the way that I ran stuff tonight, you can also pay me to adopt another game. I will not say no to that. And that's on my Ko-fi, which is also DM Stasia. I've managed to lock down this brand.
There you go.
Yeah, I've lucked out with finding it across several different platforms. So I'm like, well, guess that's my number is DM Stasia. But thank you so much for having me. I do all sorts of stuff related to tabletop RPGs, and I'm happy to talk about it with anybody who will let me talk about it.
Yeah, it was great having you and seeing you just kind of dive in, and
You
like
tested my improv medal because, like I said, like I usually run for newbies, so I'm used to having to like provide concepts of what they can do, and so that informs a lot of how I run games. Is that I'm used to having to provide something for people, and I know that is not everyone's favorite way of playing. So I tried to like take more of a back seat in the second one.
no,
Um,
I think you did awesome. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
That's kind of the
it
overall
was
goal,
great.
is just to
yeah.
have a good time. So like I said, I don't think this will be the last time we hear from you in some fashion on this
Oh,
channel
absolutely.
or in some way.
You can invite me on anytime. I'm happy to do it. And as you know, my weeknights are generally free, and I'm becoming a lot more free come October when I finish some personal goal stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then Don and I, we are Damn Good Games. We like to, stream other indie games to kind of broaden their reach. We have a D&D 5e West Marches campaign. If you join our Discord community, there's a lot of info about it there, and it's played over Roll20. It's always looking for more players.
Do you consider homebrew?
Yes, we actually have some homebrew in there. Don has created. It'll be on our Ko-Fi sometime in the next week. A marionette race.
My little goblin brain is just like, I have a character that I play in a play-by post right now, and I'm just like, do you need a diplomat at any point in anything? Kind of more. She does diplomat stuff. A ranger.
The political side has not yet been that really explored, but there is a setup for some political intrigue in the campaign if someone were to explore that route.
Yep.
Yeah,
there's a gold mine there. Trust me.
Yeah. I don't know what Don exactly has ready for that. I've got a few things too.
I'll revisit it off stream. Otherwise, I'll keep talking.
Yeah, Don loves it. So last thing before we cut out is I told Don I'd give him a little bit of time, and Don, talk a little bit of Dire Straits for people. Just give them the quick elevator pitch.
Okay, real quick because we're running way past our normal time.
Yep.
Basically, Dire Straits is a game based off of a grimdark system that's designed for really serious gameplay. The premise behind the Dire Straits specific flavor of the game is that you come into the game knowing that your characters are going to be facing an apocalyptic scenario without any kind of way to win. There is no winning the game. The point of the game is more along the lines of how each character decides to face everything as things get progressively worse. And so it's this really cool story that just kind of unfolds in the face of tragedy. And while it may sound grim, it's actually more of a story of hope than you'd think. It's pretty cool. Okay. Anyways, we're starting closed beta the beginning of October, and I'll start giving more and more out after that because I'm still working on the quick start right now.
All right. That's all, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with episode 2 of DGG Presents Random Encounters, joined by Jark the Bard once again as we talk all things tabletop RPGs.
I'll have to tune into that because he and I are working on a little project together.
It's super fun.
All right.
He's really stoked to play Dire Straits, by the way.
As he would be. He's a horror player.
Yep.
Till next time. Don?
Yep. Take care. Stay legendary, folks.